A new report suggests that a major university has a major problem when it comes to reporting sexual assault on campus, according to over 50 former female students and staffers. According to a new blockbuster report in ProPublica, in many cases, Liberty University threatened the women brave enough to come forward with its own code of conduct or face being fined or expelled just for reporting a rape. And get this, 3 women say they were forced to sign forms admitting they may have violated the school's code of conduct after they sought to file sexual assault complaints. That code is called Liberty Way, and it includes bans on drinking and being in any state of undress with a member of the opposite sex. Yes, a rape victim violated that part of the code. Others say they were flat out warned against reporting it altogether, with Liberty University police officers even dissuading them from pursuing charges. The article details women describing their attacks and the uphill battle after reporting it to the university. Liberty, one of the largest private evangelical universities, was founded in 1971 by televangelist Jerry Falwell. Here's what one of the women told our News Nation affiliate WFXR out of Roanoke, Virginia.
As a survivor of sexual harassment and assault, I felt like I was the one on trial. So this whole time that I'm going through this process is I'm trying to maneuver and walk on eggshells, and I'm really just trying to protect my own safety.
News Nation reached out to Liberty University for comment. They declined based on the pending litigation. Joining me now is Hannah Dreyfus, the ProPublica reporter on this story. Hannah, thank you very much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. This report obviously took a lot of work. You talked to a lot of people. It must have taken a lot of time to uncover. And it sounds like you're saying that as a matter of course and culture, Liberty University would shut down claims of sexual assault. Was this regularly? Were these just many times? How many in all? Any more details you can provide for us?
Sure. First of all, Dan, it's so great to be here. I'm glad to be speaking on behalf of the survivors I spoke to over the course of these past few months. So the question you ask is a good one. How systemic was this issue? And the answer is it was extremely systemic. A lot of the women described what's called purity culture, which is a stress placed on not having sex before marriage, and how purity culture actually shifted the blame from the victim, from the assailant onto the victim. So I think you could see how a cultural norm on a campus can start affecting people's willingness to come forward, and that is just strengthened.
So just so I understand, was I overstating it when I said that at times women were accused of violating the campus code, which was in part that they weren't allowed to be in a state of undress with someone with the opposite sex? And part of the reason there, or all of the reason there, was because they were raped?
Well, what we saw is that the Liberty Way was used as a way to dissuade women from moving forward with their charges of sexual assault. Meaning, if a student came in and said, "This happened to me, I experienced a rape on campus," they would actually be asked to sign a form that indicated that they may be held responsible for breaking the student code of conduct the Liberty Way. So even in intimating that they could be punished, it was dissuading them from moving forward with their claims. We did uncover 2 examples where women were actually punished in different ways. One woman was fined, one went to mandatory sessions with a Christian counselor, but there were several times when it actually did end in punishment. So I would not say you're overstating it.
So this story must have taken you guys months to report out. And as a result, the university must have known that you were working on this story for a long time. Were they ever willing to talk to you about this? Were they ever willing to respond to any of the specific allegations?
So the first time we reached out to the university was actually in August. That's when we first reached out and said, we're working on this story. Here are some of the things we're uncovering. We would love to engage in a dialogue about what we're hearing and hear the university's point of view. We never heard back. We never heard back. The only time I heard back was in a very strange twist of events. The former chief of communication became a whistleblower and actually contacted me for comment, but not speaking on behalf of the university, speaking on behalf of his own experience within Liberty.
Wow. All right, you know, when people out there say, what does the media ever do that is good? What is the media ever doing to help people? I would say this article and this report is a perfect example of this. So, Hannah, thank you so much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. This is a very important story, and I hope people recognize how hard you must have had to work to get this story out, because I know the way journalism works. I also know how long and in-depth this story was and how hard it must have been. So congratulations to you on a very important story. Hannah Dreyfus, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Dan.